KTHS. Good morning. I'm Carroll County Broadcasting General Manager Jamie Hussey, and it's time now for Bank of 1889's Community Chat. Join me as we talk to the Berryville Economic Community Development Director, Dr. Dean Lee, about happenings in our community. Hey, good morning, Dean. How are you?
Well, Jamie, I always like to talk about the weather, but, right now, I think Mother Nature, she got up on the wrong side of the bed this week.
Hey, it's a good thing we had little clouds overnight, or it really got bad.
Oh, man. Wednesday, teased us, had great golfing weather, got up to 70, and then, if you were out late last night and with all that wind, the chill was running right through you. Goodness.
We got our sweaters today, right? So.
Well, but we want to say, give a shout out to the bums, the Berryville Methodist Church. They had their warming station going, and they gave a shout out to Encore Clothes for gathering donations.
Oh, is that right? Okay,
yeah,
so
to help with it. And
well, I know, they're. For people that go in there, they want to have them a meal for them. Yeah. They want to have a warm meal and maybe some toiletries and things like that. So there's ways to help, and those guys, the bums, you gotta give them kudos for that. That's awesome.
But if you were out last night, you knew you didn't want to be out there very long. You were sprinting to your car, and if you could sprint.
Well, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Mr. Not Mr., but Bank of 1889. But I had a little news here. We're going to talk about Valentine's, but our buddy Doug Carr from the bank, he had a birthday on the 14th.
Oh, okay. So he's a Valentine's boy.
Yeah, that's right. He's not there to that big 60 number yet. Yeah. But he's getting close.
Yeah. Well, when you were started that, you said Mr., and I said, well, he's not talking about Doug Carr.
Oh, yeah, right. So. I did, right. The respect is there, right?
Yeah.
We love our sponsors,
yep.
But, of course, Bill Hudspeth and Tasha Flanagan. We know Tasha from Rotary as well. So, let's just get right to this. We've got a sad news, too, and we're going to a funeral this morning and pay our respects to a long-time banker right here, and so many things that we can talk about, Dean.
Yeah, well, he's Fred West was, you got to throw him in that icon category, and you look back at his whole family, Herbert West, who, all of them were with our sponsor, which was First National Bank at the time, now Bank of 1889.
Right.
Got a history and legacy of working there. But, Herb started the Bobcat Booster Club, and, Fred continued that legacy. And
you've got your purple on today.
I do.
And I've got red because we know he loves the Razorbacks too. Well.
So, But I was reading an article to a group of community leaders the other day about 102 years ago, about Commercial Club was started here in this area by community leaders. And, Digby West was one of the 13 people listed on that helped start that. So they've been heavily involved with this. And the funeral today for Fred, of course, those that knew him knew he was kind of notoriously late, so the funeral starts at 10:05.
10:05. Okay.
In respect to Fred, but he was a dear friend.
Sure.
Last night they had a group of men that is the 221 men's room.
Right.
That used to get together once a week. That Fred was a part of, but. Jason Tennant is in that, Bill DeWee, Steve Wilson, Dickie Clark, Kent Core, and Dr. Horton and Dr. Blanchard. So that was a pretty regular thing that they got together. And I think some of them are actually going to speak at the services today. But
condolences to his family, and of course Jeff West. He's came back, and he's working his business here because of it. The West, long time friends and family, and dear to all of us. Hey, I don't know if you knew this, but Fred and Jason Tennant, they called the Bobcats on KTHS. So.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and let the cat out of the bag, because I did talk to Jason earlier this morning, and he's actually speaking. So he's going to be telling your story. He said,
"Oh my
make
goodness.
sure you knew that
Well, maybe
you're
you
going
need
to be taught. You'll be mentioned in that. Was that their last speaking in?
that I can remember, but you know, they may have had some colored
had-
comments afterwards.
Yeah.
Maybe not the full game.
Well, they had fun. I know
They did.
when they were together.
Yeah, we've known them and loved them for a long time, and of course all the friends and family, and you know, even our golfers. You know, he played. Fred was playing golf the last couple of years, trying to enjoy himself as much as he can. So you know, bless him and bless his family. So, well, Dean, let's get to some business here. Well, we were going to ask about Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. I just want the audience to kind of compare that. You know, just the difference between us and who has all the money in the room here is, you know, Reba and I, you know, I took her to the ball game, and I think we had to split a, you know, order of nachos. But you know, what did you and Lisa have for Valentine's?
Well, we didn't have it till last night. You know, it's during ball games. She knows, and I know. You know, we had 4 games going that night, so 3 at one time. But we slipped over to Harder House and got some goodies from them. Got a good old steak and a lobster.
And a lobster.
Yeah,
wow.
I have no money left, so. but hey, now the ball games. Let's talk a little bit about the ball games. We'll skim right through these. Last night wasn't our best, was it?
No. You hate for the Bobcats to go, especially this group of seniors, and you know the impact they've had here for so long through their career to end that way. But the good thing is they still get to play.
Yeah, that's right.
And,
The Berryville Bobcats.
Even though they lost in the semis to Farmington last night, who was the number 1 seed, we do get to come back and play in the state tournament Wednesday in Morrilton at 8:30.
Okay.
And you're going to broadcast that.
That's right. We'll have it right here on 107, and I'll give a shout out to the Eureka Springs boys. They lost to Ozark Mountain in their semifinals, so they'll be a 4 seed in the 2A West region in I believe that's in Hector. I get those confused. There's 2 places, right? But this one's at Hector. They'll play Wednesday as well, and they're set for 5:30. So we'll have that on 100.9 KSA. But we love basketball this time of year, and at least we're still playing, right?
We are, and a shout out to the junior girls, Bobcat junior girls. They
right.
finished runner-up in the district last week at Huntsville.
At Huntsville, yeah, big runner-up trophy. We love it, and we've got some hope for them.
You bet. Got a good group coming up to go with those underclassmen from this year's team.
All right. Well, what else we got to talk about?
Well, we talked about the bum, so we'll throw one more plug in there for them. That coming up on Tuesday is Fat Tuesday. Pancake supper. It'll be at the United Methodist Church from 5 to 7, so it's an evening meal, $5 suggested donation, and all that money that they're raising for it does go to those warming stations, so a great cause. And then tomorrow, got chili cook-off.
That's right.
FFA chili cook-off at the Berryville High School cafeteria, and that will go to help Recon 6. And there's a $5 suggested cost with it. So you're talking
that's all about the veterans, right?
It is.
Our veterans. And, of course, that kicks off FFA week. And Miss Linda's going to have interviews all next week with from all of our chapters from Berryville, Green Forest, Eureka Springs, and Alpena. So, and, of course, they got a big rodeo we'll talk about, but that'll be coming up in March as well.
Awesome.
So we love FFA week, and salute to our future farmers, right?
You betcha. You betcha.
Were you in FFA?
I was.
You were?
I was, yeah. Good time, you know.
I think we mentioned once before.
Well, you know about my horsemanship with my Shetland pony.
That's it.
You know, I wasn't at the top of the class with the FFA, but I was in there, went through the initiation and all that. So it's a great group of folks.
Yeah,
so it's a great program for our community.
Well, Christy Skelton, she does a great job for us, and in Berryville for the schools. So we love that. So well, what else you've got going on?
Well, Equity Bank on Wednesday of next week at 10 o'clock, they're recognizing